Alright, well, we've a job here we must fix, so if you come around here, have a look at this thing, you'll see there's these arms here that holds these lake clusters in place. But if you come to the far side and look at that one versus this one, you'll see that this one's hanging down quite a bit and bent down quite a bit, and it literally is just hanging by a thread. Rough roads would be a lot to blame for that kind of thing, and there's an awful lot of weight sits on the end of those. Not the best design in the world, I must say. I can see the previous owner had welded it here to try and fix it without maybe taking it apart. It's been all battered in here as well, so there has been a bit of rooting done to it. If it falls off, it'll pull every wire out of it, it'll fall down, and I'll probably end up running over it with the back wheel of the tractor. So we need to fix this before I can do any more. Alright, so that just fell off my hand when I opened it. That's not a good sign. Yeah, so there's no joiners here, which is unfortunate. But I can see here, this is the two lads that hold these on, and the holes are completely worn through, so it might be just a matter of welding a couple of washers there. That's that off. Okay. There it is. Right, here is our lake cluster. Yeah, this is supposed to be welded to that. They're not welded, it's all supposed to be one piece, but now that it's broken, it's going to have to be welded. I'm going to line this up again, we're going to try to get a nice clean weld. The weld that they put on it actually wasn't in the right place, the crack is here. Unless it was cracked here beforehand. I don't know, but anyway, let's get it cleaned up. Let's get a new weld on it. Pouring rain outside now, hence the reason these kind of jobs get done on wet days. Right, so you can see that slot's there just like that. That's actually fitting together really well, so get the welder out now and make our one again. Alright, so this is the next thing we need to tackle here. So we need to straighten all this out. How did it get... So obviously this thing was loose for a while, just broke and broke and broke as it went along. So I'm going to have to try rebuild this. Junk in here. That's perfect. I'm just going to have to square out these corners to get this to fit. Perfect, that'll do your job nicely. This Dremel head is the same diameter as the bolt, so this should work. That looks alright. While we were working on that, I put a little bit of black paint on this. Gloss paint. It's not fully dry yet, so just want to offer this up first. Alright, so I think I'm going to have to replace this cover because there's an awful lot of cracks around it and everywhere, but I'm going to try just to glue it for now to get it back on because I don't have one, and this is the lug here that's broken off this side. So I do have a plastic welder here I've never really used. And there's the opportunity maybe to throw something on it and see can we save it. This guy here I got on the old interweb a good while ago. That worked well. Oh, something that's nice and hard there now. Not half bad, that. Not half bad. A bit fiddly. That's not fixed. All painted up, an awful lot tidier looking. Put a bit of gloss black paint, it blended in nicely, you'd barely notice it. Now she's lovely and solid, she shakes the cab when you move her, so that'll keep that right. A nice little job to get fixed. Right, so you join me on Monday the 29th of June, and the job I'm at here at the minute is putting fertiliser out for our second cut. This timing was done way behind what we'd normally be this time of year, but look at the weather, late cuts, and I don't like to put fertiliser on too soon after it's cut. I like to see a nice little bit of grass coming, a nice little bit of cover coming before I come on and put on the fertiliser. So it's just about right now. I also think I'm going to have to do a bit of spraying because there's quite a few docks here and there. They're always come back. So it'll be no harm to come in here in about another 4 or 5 days and spray these docks as well. I'm hoping to get a good second cut. It'll all depend on the weather, but it's given a bit of rain now this evening and tomorrow. Light rain but consistent rain, which should wash this in just nicely. At the weekend, talking going back up again to about mid-20s actually in places. So if we get that after a bit of rain and the fertiliser washing in the ground, it should really give it a kick. When you get a heavy cut of grass, or an overgrown crop is what I would have called this, grass is very slow to come back. Versus if you cut something that was light, you're just chopping it off before it gets a chance to lay down. This lay down in a lot of places and you have that kind of a matted grass that still was on top of the ground, kind of smothering the new grass from coming up. So it left it very slow and sluggish of itself to get going, but once it did, it's grown really well now. So yeah, that's just one of the downfalls having a heavy crop versus a light crop. Just the way it comes back is much slower. Anyone that has one of these sowers will know what I'm about to do here. It's quite a common thing. Every single load I put out with this, I always have to jump into it just at the end to even it out. It never be fully even. I don't know why they designed it like that. Probably for hilly ground, maybe it doesn't slide back and forth, but again, present more of a problem than anything, but I'm sure there is some reason behind it. But I do have to get into it just to even it out so that I can empty the spreader. I was just looking at my spreader here, and these handles, if you look at them, this one broke yesterday. Makes it a wee bit awkward to get your hand, you slip it off and trying to get your hand to lift these cages up. This one's still alright, but the catch is broken at both of them. They're supposed to latch in to this hole here, stop them from lifting up. Haven't used that in a long time. Them catches are more than 10 years broken. These have got hard and brittle. This spreader is 18 years old now, it's hard to believe. So I had a couple of options. I could order these here, which they're probably going to be quite expensive, the original ones, or I have these These are heavy duty handles that I got but 4 or 5 years ago, and they are UV protected. They're very heavy duty plastic, and I think they would work the best, because all I want is for to lift them up. It doesn't need to be latched because the weight keeps them down. They never move, or I don't know why you'd want to latch them down. Just get rid of these altogether and replace them with these power buys here. Perfect. That'll do the job nicely. Only a fraction of the price. I think I got about 20 of those for about €30, I think it was at the time. Here, matching pair. Job done. Also notice a bolt missing here, so I don't have any stainless washers left. I'll have to go and get a few of those, but I do have plenty of bolts, so I'll stick this bolt in it. Alright, I broke another one of these. I have to stop doing this. I've bricked far too many of them, and it's the one implement that's breaking them all the time, and that's the trimmer, the hedge trimmer. I had it on here the other day. I was just cutting around some electric fences and stuff. When you lift it, this coupling that sits here comes up, and it's wider than these, so when you lift it anyway at all, it comes in and it hits these. I would much rather if these were mounted in there. Why not have them right in there rather than having them sticking out like that, because it's a bad design. It sticks out just looking to get broke. Look at where I scored here. Now that one's working. That's only a new one and it's working, but that's what happened this time. But this is the one here that got badly hit and it broke this. Now this should work. There must be something stuck in there. I will probably be able to get it working again, but the pipe will not. It will go in, but it won't lock in place. So I have another one here. I'm going to throw it in and I'm going to just patch up these things. It won't happen anymore, because I'm going to modify the trimmer that's not able to come up and hit these any longer. But I do wish they would have made these to sit way further in. I got a couple of these new plastic covers as well. I wasn't going to put them back on, but you know what? You do tend to spill a lot of oil around the back of it, and it's great having this all hooked up to this pipe kind of system here. It stops that really from happening. This one here is actually bent. See there where it's leaning that way, the thread? Yeah, that was the pressure that was just driven over that side. So I might pull, this end here is good, but I might take this end off and use the end of the other one that got damaged because it's not bent. Try to mat the two of them together and get it straight, because when it's bent like that it will work, but I can't put them caps on. It won't allow them to go on, so I'm going to try that first. It does. Okay. Okay. Yeah, there's no damage in there, so that's why there's damage there. Yeah, it's bent in too, you can see that. Any wee thing at all stops it from moving or sliding in and out. Blow this out in an airline here and put this one over it, and that'll be one then that's straight. Okay. That's all. Yeah, right there. These are the pipes then that fit in underneath. There's a push fit, and there's one here. There it is. Alright, that's it. You can get little coloured buys like them there that fit in different colours, but I don't bother with that. I just cable tie in each one and I know where they are. And that'll hopefully solve that and stop maybe the oil leaking down the back. I think they are just a bit of an early novelty, them, and I know these rubbers here, see these outer rubbers, I've had to remove it off them ones there because they stop you from getting the pipe in. So it'll be interesting to see when I go to put a pipe in these, will it do that? If it does, I'll just have to pull out this insert, which can let a little bit of the oil out. kind of defeats the purpose, but it does still catch some of it. Anyway, job done, and I will come back to this problem on the trimmer the next time we go to put it on and try to leave it that it never happens again. We're over here with the calves. We had another issue with one of them. Very same thing again. One of them just took that little bit of a scour and started to get quite thin of itself, and we've been treating it every morning now for the past 3 mornings. It's better, but cows have had a tough old time this year. The rest of them are thriving and they're okay, they're growing away, but just that scour still does raise its head every so often. So we sent off a sample back that time when we had to put a couple of calves inside, you might have remembered, and it came back clear for everything. There was no issues with worms or anything like that, but coccidiosis, mild coccidiosis was showed up. So we had treated them for that, and it did clear up everything, but that was the 3rd time they were treated since they were born for coccidiosis. So I'm not sure why they keep getting it though. I'll have to have a chat with my vet to kind of figure that one out. But I'm just looking at them here today. We're going to move them because it's given very warm weather for the next few days, and our calves, although they're laying, some of them are in a kind of a shade, these are laying directly out on that heat, and it's already 27 degrees and I can see them panting with the heat. Calves can be peculiar because they have this paddock, but they also have that whole paddock over there on the far side, and underneath them big lime trees. You might as well have a house, lovely cool area to lay down and get out of that sun, but no, they lay directly out in that heat. It's definitely hard on them. That heat is hard on animals, so yeah, can't really do nothing about that. I've told them a million times, but they haven't listened. So anyway, we're going to move these calves today. We dosed them 3 days ago and we left them in here just to get rid of any contaminants that might come out of them, so that they could go in then into fresh grass then and not be bringing any of that kind of stuff with them. So we're going to set ourselves up here to get them out, get them down here, and we're going to head for the road, and we're putting them in the field below the cottage. Alright, well, a few days later, I'm just actually over here on the quad, going around, strimming around electric fences and things here most of the mornings. A wee bit cooler here, but it's given up to 29, maybe 30 degrees today, so it's going to be a warm one. So we did end up taking that calf that wasn't at itself, got back in that following day because I just wasn't happy with the way it was. It was scouring, it was slow to come up for meal, and in this hot weather, calves that are scouring like that would get dehydrated very, very fast. So I put it in the shed. It's been in the shed now for the past couple of days, and hopefully now it'll go back out with the calves next week. It is improving. It just needs a little bit of treatment to get rid of that scour, and that hopefully will put an end to that for the year. Thanks for watching.